let's start with where do you draw the line between USP, useful standardization, and pure commodity with a practical approach?
Before I answer this question, maybe I will introduce shortly or briefly myself. So I'm working now for 1 year at VTEX as a growth leader, building up the business in Germany, in Switzerland, Austria, and so on, and helping also colleagues here in Romania, in Poland, and wherever I'm needed. So my background is I've been working for big companies in Germany, for QIAGEN, for Obi, 8 billion DIY company, and also for startups and mid-size companies. So therefore I've experienced this and that. And when it comes to thinking about USPs and standardization and commodity, there are some learnings that are very important when you think about this. And the first learning is from the startup world, basically that all the startups nowadays, they don't think about reinventing the wheel. What they do is actually, they start with a credit card, hopefully with a little bit of money on it, and they try to build 80% of the company with a credit card. This is what they call the foundation. And of course they have an idea about what USP they want to develop and so on, but this is the 20% where the magic actually happens. And so this approach is, first of all, logic, right? So you don't want to build, I don't know, a checkout, because nobody out there will praise you for having the best checkout in the world. This is something that you need to buy. And the second observation is that things are evolving very, very fast. So when we are looking on the first company that achieved to become a unicorn with 1 billion evaluation in the market, it took them less than 2 months, right? And before that, so companies like OpenAI or Anthropic, they took 1 year or even more. Nowadays, it's accelerating extremely. What does it mean for retail? What does it mean for all you guys that are working daily within your business? This is, the narrative has changed, and you have a new mandatory task. And this is focusing relentlessly on developing an USP. Because others, your competitors, can do it much faster, and they will start at a level where they've already paid for it with their credit card, and they catch up very, very fast. With a small team, with a lean team, and they do it basically maybe overnight. So therefore, when you're thinking about USP, standardization, and commodity, you should start with the USP. The USP is actually the one thing that affects your margin, your customers coming back, enjoying your product, buying again. This is the USP, and this is something that you can feel every week in your KPIs. Every week, you should see that USP is contributing to the results. And standardization, basically, is everything else that you need to run your business. So, for example, a platform, a marketplace, order management system. These are all the things that, for example, also VTEX provides, that they bring you so that you have a head start. And of course, if you choose a good platform, you even get a little bit more, because also these platforms are evolving. They have innovation. So when you have a good platform, that helps you as a retailer to reach the next innovation level, which maybe somebody else was developing on their own, you have also here an advantage. And commodity, this is everything that you need just to be comfortable in your business. So instead of writing a letter to your colleague, you write an email because it's more convenient. Instead of writing an email, you write a Slack message because it's instant. So this is just commodity.
the things are moving very, very fast now, more faster than 5 years ago, and I'm wondering, how do you choose what to build, buy, or ignore? You are ignoring right now in those moments. Which capabilities must be standard and which deserve bespoke investments to inspire from your competition? Or what is the strategy?
So there are two things that you need to do. First of all, start with a business capability map. You draw a big diagram with all the capabilities that you need to have to run your business. This is the first starting point. The second thought that you need to invest is what of these business capabilities ensures that you make money today and that you will also make money tomorrow. So this is a good hint for what is a USP and where you actually need to invest, in which business capability. And this might be something completely out of mind, and not always the USP or the business capability is the flashy feature in the front end. Sometimes it's the superior logistic processes that give you the advantage over your competitors, and you continue to invest into this USP. So therefore, think about what is the differentiator delta to your competitors. What is the one thing where you constantly and much faster than anybody else can evolve, right? And everything else is something where you should search for an alternative, a standard alternative, of course, that you need to adapt to your business model. So there is no silver bullet in standardization that will help you to run all your business, especially bigger retailers have the complexity, have their processes. For that you need a platform, a SaaS platform, for example, that will help you to stay in control of these complexities. So therefore this is very important to separate what to build and what to buy. And everything else, so the CEO's pet projects, the hero projects with a great storyline but without any business case behind it. This is just glitter, kill it, don't invest into it.
Let's change the roles a little. As a consumer, what is your favorite differentiator that you found on an online shop or retailer that made you say, okay, I'm your client and I will stay with you?
Yeah. So for me, the main differentiator is keeping a promise. So if I'm buying something, I want it to have it on the appointed time. And if there is something wrong with it, I want to have a contact person I can go to and somebody will solve the issue for me. So it's actually about customer promise, fulfilling this customer process with 100% precision.
We've discussed before about AI, so we are going now to ask you your perspective about the human in the loop. Where should humans stay in control and where should AI fully automate?
Yeah, so I think already a few speakers before that talked about it. So also from leadership perspective, me, I draw some ideas into the room, and I agree with that. So I will take out now all these people relation things, and also the things regarding ethics and brand, voice of the brand, and also about how to build a strategy, a successful strategy. I think these are the things where human will still stay very much in the loop. But everything else beside that is something that we will have to rework because it's mandatory to understand that an AI-augmented team will work completely different. And it's about a big change momentum currently. So the old guys, or let's say, not the old guys, but the traditional teams, they are doers. They are delivering features. They are helping to build the next big thing. But this is not how it will stay. So these teams, these roles will change into being a supervisor. and an analyst of outcomes, or also an owner of outcomes. So this is the main change. So for the human in the loop, and to get there, obviously it needs AI to automate as much as possible micro decisions, and where human will just give the guardrails, the goals, and supervise this whole process. So this is my take on that.
So it's mandatory to have the reskilling process, retest, and the new roles that emerge.
Yes. So first of all, I believe that how we work nowadays with all the agility, with Scrum, Kanban, and all this stuff, this will change a lot, and also the team composition will change a lot. So I think that the cross-functional teams, which was actually a very good thing to bring everybody to the same table and to discuss a topic, will disappear, because it will be replaced by specialists who are augmented with AI agents. So for example, this might be just a product manager and a tech guy, and the finance aspects, the marketing aspects, and so on. This might be just replaced by an AI agent who responds directly to some questions that this team might have. So cross-functional teams will, I think, disappear. And at the same time, the traditional job descriptions and roles will slightly change. So for example, if you're talking about a software engineer, no, this will be a system orchestrator. Will be their channel manager? No, there will be maybe a channel data owner. Product owner? No, I think it will be a product accountable. And also, this is something where we will become one experimenter, an orchestrator, somebody who is managing the outcome instead of delivering features. So, and of course there will be new roles, like AI operator, or for example also somebody who is checking if automation is working correctly, so an automation reliability engineer. All these new things that will come up, and these new roles will also transform how these teams will work together and how they will deliver value to the business.
So we will see in the future, if we imagine a normal day in an organization that is doing e-commerce, that is developing, that normal day will be full with AI agents?
Yes, yes. So I believe that for sure. So it will be, again, a 9-to-5 job, hopefully. So it will start early in the morning, 9 o'clock. The team will meet for a briefing where they will discuss maybe an AI-generated hypothesis list, ranked, and they will discuss what will we do today, right? And they take some of these hypotheses, and of course this hypothesis will evolve a USP, because you don't do this with the standard stuff. Because this is something where you want to have somebody else doing it for you. You are just working on the USP. This is, keep in mind, very important. So you have a list of hypotheses that you want to test. You start to build an A/B test, an experiment, 2 different features, a new version of a feature, and this takes until 12. 3 hours, maybe 5, if it's more complex. And then you go for lunch, of course, because the team needs to have some free time. And in the meantime, what you have deployed will be tested as an experiment and to prove a hypothesis. And at the end of the day, at maybe 4 or maybe 5, you see the results, you choose the winner, you roll it out, and you will sunset all the loser versions. And you will fill up your learning backlog. What have you learned today about your experiment, about your USP, and what is the key takeaway for the next days?
moving forward to measuring the impact beyond vanity metrics on margin, total cost of ownership, speed, and customer lifetime value? How do you do?
Yeah. So I think companies are currently in a place where they have shiny dashboards with a lot of KPIs nobody understands, where the definitions are not very clear, and this will also change, I believe. It will be very simple. At the end, it will be just 3 KPIs that really count and that are relevant, and all other stuff will just follow. The first KPI is the lead time from idea to rollout, to being live. So what does it mean? So about these experiments, how you do this, how is your learning cycle, how is your learning loop. If you get there that you do it in 1 week instead of a 2-week sprint, so you compress everything into 1 day, of course with a lot of support from AI, I believe you are in very good shape. And talking about the evolution of how we will evolve the USPs in future to outpace the market, it's also very important to understand that the half-time of USPs was in the last 2 years maybe decreased by 200–400%, I don't know. So I recently saw a video of a guy who was developing DocuSign in a live session within 1 hour. So the complete stack of DocuSign was developed in 1 hour. And this is something where companies need to understand that if you stay where you are and thinking that your USP will remain until end of time, that won't happen. So therefore you need really to keep in mind that this is about evolving your culture of learning and experiments. So this is regarding this KPI. The other thing is experiment costs. So it's not healthy if your experiments costs are so big that you won't be able to evolve your USP to a place where you will win also market share. So therefore you need to keep this experiment costs at a very low level. Because this will help you to do more experiments, learn faster, evolve way more than before that. And the third one, and this is coming back to the standardization, this is a total cost of ownership, so TCO. When I see companies, and we're talking to a lot of companies who have TCOs that are really just not sustainable. When I have a team of 500 people taking care of so many own developed stuff that can be just like that bought with your credit card, it's really crazy that TCO is still not that relevant as it should be. So therefore it's very important to find a platform for your head start and taking into account that the TCO is something that is directly related to your margin. And the other two stuff is directly related to your GMV, market share, customer lifetime value. So I think that all these other traditional KPIs are just following these 3 major KPIs.
So looking for the next, let's say, 2 years, which parts of...
Yeah.
Sorry. Too many technical details. Okay, looking ahead to 2 years from now, which parts of e-commerce will become standards or commodities, and where's the next, or is a next USP frontier?
So I believe, as I said, so half-time of USPs is dramatically decreased. So therefore a lot of the things that companies believe that this is now the USP won't be their USP tomorrow. So this will change. So for example, personalization, hyper-personalization, I expect that in the next 12 years this will be simply the standard. Or also transparency in logistics. This is something that customers are simply expecting. And for them it's standard, so therefore you also need to have a platform that is delivering exactly that. So it's very complex to build logistics and also the whole rule engine behind it. So therefore you can't simply afford to do it on your own. So therefore in the next 12 months, these expected, by customer, expected standards needs to be in place. Beside that, so looking maybe 24 months ahead, I believe all these offer capabilities around data and coming up with the right offer at the right moment in the right channel. This is something where currently there are some players who are doing really, really well, but all other players, especially retailers, are catching up very, very fast because, of course, also platforms like VTEX are delivering here the standards that you can simply use out of the box. And this helps to standardize the things where you meet standard customer expectations. So these are maybe the two things that I predict that will happen in the next 2 years. And so now, thinking about, and this comes back also now to my favorite USP frontier, is about delivering on the customer promise. I believe there is still a lot to do, and it's about comfort for the customer, and there is a lot of smart companies out there who are thinking how to make our lives easier, more comfortable. And when you find a USP in this area, this is really gold standard. Also, privacy, so people want to own their data. This is also another area where they want to take care of their own data, stay in control. Also here I believe there will be a shift from the customer as a product to, again, to the customer as king. So, and that means that we need to, by default, treat privacy as a feature that needs to be delivered, right? And maybe the third one, which I also believe there is a lot to do, is circular commerce. So especially when I look on my kids, so they love to reuse things, to share things, to repair also things. This is cool. So that they are sending in their iPhone to get the new one. So all these things, the circular commerce. Yes, exactly. This is something where still a lot of business can be made.
You mentioned before the hyper-personalization, the right offer, right place. Isn't there a big risk to become a little intrusive for the consumer? So it's scary that this hyper-personalization delivering me all of these, they know all those things about me. Isn't there a risk to?
Yes, of course. This is the risk that I was addressing. But for this hyper-personalization, there are ways to do it without knowing everything about you. There are very smart algorithms that can compare you to a cohort who is behaving exactly like you, who is using the same device, coming from a location, using the same browser, already looked here and there on the product. This already gives you some information that is absolutely not private. And when you do it very smart, just one idea, if you have this data already in your platform, you could improve the sorting of your product listing. And this is something where people will go into and to find the right product in the channel.
Thank you very much. If there are questions from the audience, Mathias will be here also after this moment if you want to discuss with him. Thank you very much.